is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
Wow. Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko, and it's good to be back after an amazing show yesterday. We're back again to accompany you this morning. And I'm here with my amazing co-host Ibrahim Abalde, who's in dark glasses. I don't know why.
In movie star mode.
Well,
Matrix. He's in his Matrix mode.
Men
Matrix.
in black. The future is,
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
The future is so bright. I have to wear dark glasses so that the reflection can be controlled with my dark glasses.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I wear this when I'm in the sun, when I'm basking myself in the sun.
And so
You understand?
Really? Okay.
So,
What are those? What's the brand?
my dear, look at this.
Gambianos.
Is it
Well,
made in Gambia?
Well,
it's
I try to save
I'm
I try saving myself from Genova. I don't wear anything that is branded, that is having a brand, because I don't want to wear counterfeit brands here on this program.
I'm so proud of you for that.
Baby, check this. This is
this is
high quality. There's nothing
no
like
brand. It's just
no
some
brand.
numbers. JH128.
It's better to be on the safe side.
He
Yes.
doesn't want to wear counterfeit brand.
But this looks like Nike.
It's Nike
This
Air.
does not look. This does not look like actual.
You
Nike.
know where I got these shoes? You don't know where I got this.
Where did you get them?
These are original shoes.
Yeah.
Even
Nike?
looking at them, they're very light, very comfortable to wear. Come on, let's don't start.
Let's
This
not
Saturday,
go there.
Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
not-
not
let's
go
not
there.
go
Let's
there.
not go
Let's
there.
not go there.
Mr. Ade.
Let's not go there. Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good thing that I'm on his neck.
Yeah.
And he's actually, for me, it's about respecting the brand, respecting
yeah.
someone's hard work. That's how I see it.
That's true. I have a friend who, she's a lawyer, and she told me that she'd rather pay £75 for an authentic pair of jeans than £20 for the fake one.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and she's
okay,
right.
Whatever. She said because somehow it just makes you feel that you're wearing the right thing. and
Yeah,
doing the right
your
thing.
conscience is clear, you're comfortable.
that's cool.
You know, it gives you like rich
But
auntie.
you see all these LV bags, Louis Vuitton bags, and you're thinking, hey, these people can afford Louis Vuitton? Wow.
It's such a
It's
joke.
like serious, super expensive.
Or, Miss Ade, have you seen them carry the Birkin
Which, yeah.
with it?
The-
And they're so comfortable. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're com-
excuse me, this
Yeah.
is costing thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's lack of awareness.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, the other day I was at Latrikuna Market with my kids. I mean, second day of Korite.
Right.
We went to buy some few things for our family stuff in Lamen. And I saw a person wearing a kaftan like that
Okay.
with LV
yeah.
inscripted on the
Wicked.
kaftan. I was like, I want to snap this. I want to send it to Jay because Jenaba said it's not her mental, you know.
Honestly.
I mean, so I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to send it to
Mr.
You should-
Ade,
you
I would
should have.
rather buy something for like maybe something really, really cheap, but I know it's from maybe a local brand or like a cheap brand, and I'll wear that, like
Yeah.
because that's what I can afford, then go for the
It's-
LVs and
You know,
the
sometimes when you come
Gucci.
through the airport at African airports, people make jokes and they said, oh, can you give me this? Can you give me that? I remember there was a time when I came through at Lunge Airport in Freetown.
Yeah.
And, you know, they asked me to open my bag and everything else. And the guy said, he said, I love those shoes. He said, would you give them to me? I said, my brother. I said, honestly, I said, they're the most expensive shoes I have ever bought.
So you can't give
I
them
said, they cost me £400. I said I wouldn't give them to my dad.
Yes.
You know, but it
I
was,
think that's
you
the
know,
bottom line.
it's like,
If you can give them to dad,
yeah,
you can never
I
give
can,
it
I
to
can give
anybody.
anybody, you know. And I said, and we laughed about it. And he said, yeah, he said, I thought they looked expensive.
They
I
look
said, yeah,
expensive.
I said they are. And I've had those shoes now for, I remember, 15 years.
Look at
now.
that.
And I bought them for a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And even though the marriage
you-
didn't last, but my shoes did. And
Mr.
they
Ade,
I
the
still have
thing
them. I
is,
still have them here in the Gambia.
If you buy the quality,
Yeah.
it stays with
Well,
you.
that's it,
But if
yeah.
you buy what's not
Yeah.
quality or
Yeah.
cheap or fake, the thing is you're going to keep on buying.
Yeah, this
if you
is it.
calculate in the year the amount of times that you're going to buy that product,
Yeah.
you'll buy it for a very, very long time.
And I
But
think
if you get
also-
just one,
Yeah, and I think also the fact that it was, I only wear it on special
Yes.
occasions. Usually when I'm wearing a dark suit
Yeah.
because it goes with a dark suit
Yeah.
and so. And I've hardly worn a dark suit since
Yeah,
I came to the Gambia, so
yeah.
it's just sitting.
It's just sitting there.
And it's still.
Maybe
in,
you
in,
should
in
gift it to Ibrahima
remarkable
so that he has
condition.
a shoe
I don't know if
costing
he's the same. What
£400.
size do you take? They're size 8,
I mean,
42.
42.
Yeah.
I am 45.
Aye, okay.
Then
My
that's
feet are
not
so-
good.
They be, okay, be too
Yeah.
tight for you. But
It's
yeah.
good to gift
But I
yourself
must
sometimes.
say, before we delve to, it's great for me to be back on this morning. It's
Yeah.
been such a long time. I'd forgotten what it was like to be on this show. In fact,
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that we had such a show because even yesterday's fantastic show I had to catch on the internet because I was out. I was at the Sadauda Kairaba Jara International Conference Center
Right.
taking part in an OIC briefing for
Yeah.
diplomats. And that was very enjoyable, really
Okay.
good. It wasn't long and we kept it within 2.5 hours, I think, the
Nice.
whole thing. So it was good, it was nice, it was tight.
Okay.
And, you know, the sort of presentations all flowed. In fact, most of us just gave short speeches.
Okay.
And then Fali Pereira gave a longer presentation. But even that was only about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then there was a Q&A, which was very
Q&A.
good. They all had sort of very interesting questions.
Questions.
And many of them joined us online.
Nice.
Although they had about 40 in the hall,
Mm-hmm.
about another 20 joined online. You accredited to the Gambia.
Yeah.
And they were all asking questions about their delegations and so on. So it was really good.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we know, and as we'll find out later, lots and lots of interesting things happening with the OIC. It's what, 19 days or 20 days? To
Yeah.
go?
20, I think.
I think 20.
19?
20, I think 20 from
It was
today.
19 yesterday.
Oh, was it
Okay,
19
it's
yesterday?
18 today.
Oh, then it's 18.
Yeah, it's
so
18
it's
today.
rushing up on us.
Yeah,
And
it's almost here.
upon us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also seeing some of the projects. I mean, they are working very hard to complete the major projects. I mean, I drove past the Battle Hardin highway. I saw the work is in progress, and definitely it's really, really going well.
It's going extremely well. I mean, the only bit that's not is the traffic light flyover.
Up to Sting Corner.
Up to Sting Corner, but everything else.
Is-
And I'm smiling because I mentioned the up to Sting Corner because a week ago I was actually heading to Banjul to go interview one of the ministers, the foreign minister. And by accident, I turned onto the bit that was cordoned off,
Yeah.
that was close to traffic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, you know, dirt road all the way to Sting Corner
Yeah.
almost. And then I was about to turn back and the guys there saw me. They said, "Oh, Mr. Ade, it's you. It's all right."
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So
Oh,
that was nice touch.
yeah.
So I was the only one on that road.
Oh, nice.
All the way down to
Nice.
almost the Sting Corner. So that was nice. So
Yeah, that-
sometimes it's good to be recognized.
Yes, it's good to
out
be.
in the
Yeah.
streets.
We got
Yeah.
a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we do.
Definitely.
So,
So that's
yeah,
good.
great. So we're looking forward to it. 18 days to go, and
Yeah.
obviously, with the advertisement, you can tell that the OIC Secretariat is part of the sponsors on the program, which we really, really appreciate. We just hope that they continue with us. I don't think so after the.
Well, let us hope. No,
Let
they
us
hope. I
should.
think-
And the reason I say they should is because when you host a summit,
Yeah.
for the next 3 years, you are the chair.
Yes,
of
you are the
OIC.
chair. Yeah, the
So,
Secretariat
His Excellence,
stays.
Secretariat should stay.
Yeah.
So His Excellency the President will be the chair
Yeah.
of the OIC for the next 3 years until the next summit.
Yeah.
And so, you know, those who are in the Secretariat, there will be lots of projects and so on.
Yeah.
Because really, if we're clever about this, we can make lots of deals
Mm-hmm.
come the summit. And that's what we should be doing. We shouldn't miss the opportunity that
Yeah.
presents itself with all these countries. Many of
Right.
them, let's be frank, very rich countries.
Yes.
that we could benefit from doing, you know, partnerships and
Right.
deals
Absolutely.
with and collaborations.
Yes, Mr. Ade,
with.
I am glad. I mean, some of these, these projects are staying in the country at the end of the time.
Of course.
Let's take a look at the road networks. I mean, I am just, the OIC, even if at all it's only the road projects,
Yeah.
I am just happy about it.
Me
You
too.
understand?
Yeah.
Imagine now I know the small roads that we were using
Yeah.
from the
Now you
airport,
feel
I know.
Unum Airport Junction. to-
single lane,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
And one of the things that's really made me smile recently, in fact, I wish I knew we were going to be talking about this, because on some Sierra Leonean social media sites, particularly WhatsApp groups, people have been sharing pictures of the Gambia Bertil Harding Highway at night, with the place all brilliantly lit up. And the reason they're doing this is saying, look, Sierra Leone, look at little Gambia, look what they've accomplished. And because they've been having lots of blackouts recently, power outages in Freetown particularly. And so they've been sharing that to kind of say, Sierra Leone, we should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Look at little
Yeah.
Gambia. Look
Even
what.
Gambia.
So people, you know, those are the things that we will benefit from. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. So
Because
we
as
are
I said,
happy.
they will stay.
Let's
Those
go
things
all
will stay.
out and,
Yeah.
know the OIC summit is ours.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
time is Gambia. So we have to make a difference.
Yeah, so before we go for our first break, let's take a look at the African proverb
Yeah.
or the quote that we have.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. I mean,
You chose it?
I chose this for a reason.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
I just want to hear from Mr. Ade's side, from your own side.
Okay.
Yes, there is no beauty, but the beauty of actions.
Yeah,
There is no beauty, but the beauty of action.
It's an interesting one, because if you took it literally, there are lots of different types of beauty. You know, you could get up in the morning and you see beautiful flowers in your garden, the beauty of nature. The beauty of actions is one thing, you know, where you don't just talk about stuff, you do stuff, you know. But yeah, you know, beauty represents and presents itself in so many ways.
Right.
So even though I think it's a lovely quote, I would take issue with it, because there are different types of beauty. As I said, you know, you get up in the morning, you're a parent, you look at the faces of your children, and you see the beauty of their smiles to see, and you know, and that's reciprocated. You know, they love seeing you smile, you love seeing them smile. So the beauty presents itself in many different ways. But yes, the beauty of actions, of course, is what matters, because actions go beyond words, go beyond intentions. You know, we can say, oh, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that, but until you do it, you put it into action, then. You know, so yes, much as I love the quote, I think one can take issue.
What is beauty? I mean,
they say beauty is in the eye of the
beauty.
beholder. Is another
Jenna,
famous
you know
phrase.
what beauty is? What is beauty?
It's subjective,
Yeah.
like Mr. Ade said. Is in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty means different things to different people in different instances or in a different context. So there are just certain things that you cannot give specific definitions to, because beauty, for example, what I might find beautiful about someone else might not find beautiful in another individual.
I was going to give an example.
You know?
Of a good friend of mine. I hope he's watching.
Yeah.
He'll be embarrassed. But we grew up. I won't mention his name. But no matter how ugly to me the person was, if she had light skin, to him, she was like the most beautiful creature on the planet.
Yeah.
Now,
Light
okay,
skin is his
for him,
weakness.
that was
Yes.
his weakness.
Yes.
And that for him, that was what made a person beautiful and attractive to him. So you're right. You know, it's subjective, and people have different.
Well,
We can't all have the same.
well, to me, beauty is something that makes me fulfill. I mean, something that makes me happy, something that I feel comfortable with. When you are, I think it goes beyond the looks of an individual. Maybe you can look at the attitude of the individual and you think this person, maybe outside she might not be beautiful, but inside she got all that qualities that I can conclude that she is beautiful.
It's true.
You understand?
It's
Some people are beautiful in
On
the
the-
inside.
Yes, and not
You
on the
understand?
outside.
Not outside. Although people say we don't move about with scanners to know whether people are beautiful inside or
Yeah,
not.
but you
know.
learn it gradually by interaction
Yeah.
and everything. You can tell what the energy that an individual
and,
has.
and this topic comes up a lot when you hear people, particularly women, I'm sorry to say, will say, "Oh, for me, it's not a man's physical attraction that attracts me; it's his
that's
personality."
true, though.
But it's not true, because if you are across a room, you don't know somebody's personality, you don't know their character. What made you go towards them
No, you
to
don't-
get to know them?
the-
Until you get to know the person, you will never know that. But us men, we're upfront.
But Mr.
We'll say,
it's
I
different.
walked towards that person because she looked beautiful. But some guy in the corner who's just standing there and he's ugly, you don't know that he's
No,
got
but
a
Mr.
great...
Ade, most of the time,
character.
women don't approach men.
Yeah,
Men approach women.
Yeah.
For
In the
example.
Gambia.
Yeah.
Okay, even in Gambia,
In the
women
Gambia.
approach men.
Of course.
You know,
of
And it's
course.
most of the
normal for
time-
a woman to like a man and approach them.
Well,
but
it's normal, but in the Gambia, it doesn't happen.
it happens.
It
It's
happens.
very
It
rare.
happens.
No, it
It
happens.
happens.
Once in a million.
No.
No, it happens.
It's-
You
excu-
particularly common,
Mr.
famous
Eddie,
star
in
like
fact,
yourself.
in this
How
modern
many-
day-
how
No.
many women have approached you? Although don't tell us the number, please.
But a lot of women have.
But a lot of women have.
And Mr.
So we
Ade,
know
the
it happens.
approaching is not like you go to the man and tell the man, I love you too. But women have their ways of getting
They just
to
vibe with you.
without
They vibe
telling you they
together.
love you. Excuse me.
course.
I've never done it anyway.
Well, I
But-
can tell you.
She's
Somebody,
an expert.
well,
Don't
I
worry.
can,
excuse me.
somebody once got to know me by... I went to play football at the most famous beach in Freetown, which is Lumley Beach. And she deliberately blocked my car with her car so that I would have to go and look and say, who's the idiot, whose car is this? Which is what exactly
so
what
that
I
you
said.
can go searching for her.
Yeah, so when I
You see,
did,
we have our ways.
and it was clever. And the thing is, I was so stupid
Oh,
that it wasn't until later that she told me that it was deliberate.
you
Oh,
didn't,
wow.
you didn't attack?
What attack? What?
Thumbs
You
up
should
to my
have
gender.
attacked.
No, no,
Thumbs up to my gender.
I was angry and I was
No, you didn't
until
make- you
until
didn't-
I saw the person. And then I said, "Oh, I'm sorry," because when I saw her, I realized that she looked like a couple of people that I knew.
Okay.
So I said, "Are you related to Jamila and Samina?" She said, "Yeah, they're my sisters." I said, "You all have the same."
Mashallah.
Then I kind of mellowed, and I kind of regretted
Women
that I'd
do
been
that
out.
a lot.
And then
Oh,
a year
Mr.
later,
Ade, come
a year
on.
later, she told me, she said, I did that
on purpose.
Yeah, women
but
do
I
that.
had no idea.
Yeah,
I did
women
it.
do
Well,
that.
so-
But
for-
like I said,
for-
Mr. Ade,
yeah.
women most of the time, men approach.
Yeah, of course.
Most of the time, although women approach. So when
Yes.
the man approaches,
Yes.
obviously you're going to be in conversation.
Of course.
You're going to meet up, go for a dinner, go for coffee, do this, do that.
You see, it develops.
It develops. So
Yeah.
from there, you can easily tell
But
the
for
inner
us,
energy.
Of course, that comes even for men. That is
Yeah,
the
the
same
inner
for men.
energy comes out.
It's the same for men. We might see somebody who physically is attractive, and we're attracted to them.
Yeah.
But as you get to know them, you might think,
Oh,
yes,
I'm
this
not-
person.
this is
I'm-
not
it's
what I
so
want.
it happens.
Exactly,
But that
yeah.
initial thing that you don't know.
There's something
like I
that
said, you're in
drew
a
your
crowded room.
attention.
Something about the person made you think, oh, that looks like an interesting person.
I
might
have
want to
this
get to know.
friend who
Yeah, so-
like during our childhood days, he was a very timid child. He wasn't into maybe the opposite.
You don't have to
gender.
name him.
Yes,
him.
I know. He wasn't having that. Energy
And the confidence.
and that confidence
Right.
to. The guy now he's grown.
And he's not the same, let's say. Okay.
The guy
okay.
changed.
Okay. Yeah,
know?
but sometimes these things can change. And I remember saying to my older brother, I have a brother who's older than me by 2 years, and we were complete. And I say, well, we still are quite opposite characters.
Yeah.
He's very outgoing and da da da. With me, people see me and they think, oh, I'm very I'm not. I'm actually quite shy, but because I have to perform either here or on the radio or TV, whatever, then I've kind of overcome my shyness. With him, he never had any shyness to overcome. And so he was always a very attractive one and so on. One day I was out in the streets in Freetown and I heard these girls arguing that they said that I was more attractive than him. I'd never heard that in my life.
Oh, wow.
I'd never heard that. That day, honestly, I went home, like, I don't even know how I got home. I must have flown by
By a bird
supersonic
or something.
aircraft, because
You-
for me he was the attractive one.
You
He was
didn't
the
see
smart
it
one. He
coming.
was I'd never heard anybody say that I was more attractive than him, and for them to be having this argument within a few feet of me,
Wow.
and because it started, one of them said, "Oh, that's John Darami's brother."
Oh.
And then we're like, oh, really? And then this other girl said, I don't know why you guys are all falling for this. I think his brother is more attractive than him. I'm like, what?
And that was the only thing that you heard.
And then the argument started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Ade, I
Chai, trust me,
No,
it
that
made
will-
my
that will- yeah,
it made my week.
I know the
It
feeling.
made you a week,
It
right?
made,
I
it made
know
my
the
year.
feeling.
Let me
It's just like the first day I received a letter from
somebody
the
of the
other
opposite.
side.
someone sent me a letter.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I have to tell my friend, can you please read this out for me?
Because I can't quite get that this is meant for me. But yeah, honestly, that for me, it made my year. And in a way, it kind of made me think of myself differently. And I always told my brother this. It was a kind of life-changing moment for me. It was in front of a store called
Oh, nice.
PZ, Patterson Zokonis. And I
You
told him,
needed that boost.
I said, even today, I could take you to the spot where I was, and I mean it, where I was standing when I heard those words, because
Oh, wow.
there's such an impact that they had on me that it's burned in my memory.
That's amazing. Everybody needs that boost of your self-esteem
And
and
for me,
everything.
it was a game changer.
Yeah, that was a good thing. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
so-
the OIC summit have already started in our control room.
Yeah, sort of. There's an OIC summit.
Yes, there is an OIC summit happening in the control room.
Yeah.
Reason? Because you can hear the words
Yes.
and the arguments
Absolutely.
and everything
Absolutely.
from
There's
here.
a summit going on.
From here, there's a summit there, right? But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I worked on the story, Mr. Ade, that has to do with
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, and it was really interesting to know the figures.
And
when-
for me, shocking.
shocking, right?
Because I remember
yeah.
when you brought me the story.
Yeah, it was really
was like,
shocking
wow.
because it had to do with the rise in mental health issues when it comes to anxiety, eating disorders, and all of the other things that exist when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
There's a surge in it because of inflation, the rising cost of living
exactly.
in Nigeria,
Yeah.
because obviously people can't afford their lives. So because of that, it's directly impacting their mental health.
Yeah.
And aside from that, also part of the revelations has to do with the minimal number of psychiatrists
In the country.
in the country, 150, that is supposed to look out for about 200 million.
218 million.
Yes,
to be
over
exact.
200 million,
Yeah.
individuals. So
Yeah.
it's a challenging one.
It's a big challenging one, and you're right. There's a World Bank report that was reported in another news channel, and we covered the story. You covered it and covered it very well. But for me, it was shocking
Yeah.
because the number of people that they said are now officially in poverty in Nigeria is 41% of the population.
Of the population.
That's quite staggering.
Yes.
104 million or whatever it was. That's a huge number. That's a huge number. In fact, I had to go online and look for the report because I didn't believe
Yeah.
the figures. I
Yeah,
thought
it was
maybe
a
there's a
lot.
typo somewhere, but it wasn't a typo, and that's quite shocking.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, an interesting story, and not something that we think of
Yeah,
when we think of Nigeria. That people, not only are they in poverty, but they're having mental issues as a result of that.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes certain situations can lead you to
Yes.
depression,
Sure.
can lead you to anxiety. When you need to get basic things and, they are unreachable, very difficult to get.
This is it.
A country that, they were supposed to
Oil
be-
producing.
to be supplying certain things to even some of the countries in Africa.
It's-
If you happen to go back to a level whereby, you need assistance from other countries, I think that's really alarming.
And I've said this many times. For me, it is the one country above all else that has squandered its oil wealth.
Yeah.
I don't think any other country comes even close
Yes.
to it. For a country like Nigeria to have been producing oil for over 50 or 60 years
Yeah.
before they thought of having oil refineries in their own country, that's insane.
Well,
And last year, they actually supplied to the Petroleum Organization, OPEC,
OPEC,
about over 60 million metric tons of oil.
Of oil.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
just,
quite. Yeah.
So
But until Dangote opened his refinery,
nothing
they were sending their stuff. And in fact, that's how people were getting rich.
Yeah.
From those shipments.
Yeah.
People would say, "Oh, I'm an agent," and then
They will support you to send
I
the
know a
crude
guy who's
oil.
now a billionaire, Wale Tinubu. He's about 45 years old now, and he said he was a lawyer. He did a deal, shipment for somebody. And when he saw how much they made from that single deal, he said, I
doing
interviewed
this.
him. He said, that's the day I decided I'm
not going to
I'm
be
no
a
longer
lawyer
being a lawyer.
anymore.
And he said the next one was a shipment, which he even remembered the name of the ship, the Victoria, a Croatian ship that took the first shipment, and he made like $1.8 million I'm not. That's it.
That's it.
The law.
That's it.
Well, that's
over
it. I
for
mean,
me.
I think corruption, you know, kills the economy of a country, no matter what your resources are. If the level of corruption is not controlled in a country, obviously that country is going to be...
It's one of the things. It's one of the things because even in the sort of, although we hype it a lot in Africa, even in the so-called Western world, there are corruption scandals, but they don't impact their economies in the way that they do
Because it's
here.
organized, it's structured.
You hear of African countries where the president is a billionaire,
Yeah.
and Equatorial Guinea,
Yeah.
and yet once you go outside of the capital, they're struggling for resources, struggling for schools, hospitals, and it's only now that they kind of it's like, come on, how is that even possible? How can a president be richer than his own country?
Yeah.
So
well, Nigeria, I think their situation is really a crazy one. I don't know what they should do again. I mean, they should go back to the drawing board and see how best to elevate the people.
For me, the fact that they were getting this wealth from oil made them lazy. Nigeria is a vast country geographically, and they should have put more money into agriculture, even into tourism.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a Nigerian exhibition in London, and there were there were places in Nigeria where they have ski lifts, similar to the ones you have in Switzerland,
Oh, nice.
in the mountainous areas.
Nice.
There were Nigerians at that event who had never seen that.
That's crazy.
They didn't even know they had that in their own country.
But
This
Mr.
is
Ade,
not-
I'm
it's not
afraid
promoted.
We have to let you go now.
I know. I was more than happy to go.
Yeah,
I've got
time
stuff to do.
constraints. But thank you so much
That's all
for
right. Always a
joining
pleasure.
us on here.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
And don't
Yeah.
wear a Louis Vuitton kaftan.
Fake stuff.
Please,
No.
please don't do
Otherwise, Balde will
Louis
take my
Vuitton
picture.
kaftan is a no,
He'll
no,
take
no.
my
I
picture
think
and
now
it'll
I
go
will
viral.
join Geneva so that we can advocate for people to
Clean
stop
branding.
wearing counterfeit
Clean.
brands. Let's wear simple.
And-
Let's
and
respect
good.
people's brands.
Counterfeit brands is such a big industry that wish is
You
never
can't
going to
stop
happen.
it. But
Maybe,
thank
I'm
you so
going to
much.
come up with the sorry brand.
But thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for joining us on the program. So it's good that we started our conversation with the OIC Summit, because our next guests are the OIC security team, because obviously, like you mentioned, the diplomats yesterday had a lot of questions to ask.
Sure.
I'm sure probably security might have been part
It
of the
came up, but
conversation. It
obviously,
came-
as they will tell you, there are some things they can reveal and some things
they
can't.
can't reveal, but
yeah.
if you're bringing heads of states from other countries, prime ministers, kings, and other government individuals, you have to make sure
Of
you
course.
have enough security, and that is what we're about to discuss after this break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can ask them.
Yeah.
aketa gambia e sewoti ka OIC summit giyañinan membe kela abentang ani lulu njangoti abekela mekaroti linani katafo atili lulo kan 2024 mansa kewolu presidentol marallalu prime ministerlu ani ngol be yalon ko wolle be bala andi dabe nyinka foto men tata fo banku taw lulu ani worowula wolle be bennan na banko kan pour nyimbe ngona membe kela tari koti be ko ngo fango be men kacala wollem ka jankundir ke kilimbaya kilingola ani nyomuto katambi kacalu landa malu tema pour na banko la yirwa ani nyatota ibe kumandir ke la gambia dingolu be la kake kilinti kamansa kunda fasa ila simfa nyato yementa pour ka bembagia me yalon ko motanyi nalala alinga na timinandi ya itandi na kyosano na hadabadiya aninda daji ko kendo me yalon ko duniya yello wal alinga fu manga ke tari kodi ngalo ngaka kilinti nga nyomuta ngaje ko nyimbentang ani lulu njaw OIC summit gambia kono mu bennati me yalon ko motanyi nalala
Has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. I am Jenna Bosonko, and I'm here with my co-host Ibrahim Abalde. So before we went for the break, we talked about the fact that the OIC security team is preparing, and obviously part of that preparation is to brief the media to tell us their level of preparedness ahead of the OIC summit. And we're joined by Mr. Tafsir Jase, who's the head of the security team of the OIC. Mr. Jase, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so like I said, before we went for the break, it is important that you're here to actually brief the media and in relation to the level of preparedness when it comes to the security. So we just wanted to know, so far, what is going on? Have you done some sort of recruitment? Obviously, recruitment, when I say that, I mean from the already existing security forces, training the individuals who are supposed to be part of the security and all of that. So what has been going on when it comes to capacity building and orientation?
Thank you. A lot has been going on. The OIC training, security training package actually started as far back as 2018, when it was originally Gambia was targeted to host it.
Yeah.
That has been the time when the preparations began. And the training was done in areas that we feel would be required in order to deal with the number of heads of states that would be coming in and the heads of government, and also based on the threat analysis that we perceive at the time. And that has been updated on a regular basis because as situations change, the threat situation will also change, and we've been adjusting with that. The training has been in very, very, very wide areas. We've received a lot of assistance from other countries such as Turkey, Morocco, even Senegal, and Saudi Arabia. And we are in a situation right now in which we believe, from the security standpoint, that we are ready to host the world. We may not be able to go into the details of how these preparations are, but really I am here to confidently let the world know that Gambia is ready from a security standpoint, and I'm also sure in other areas. The other part that we would like to express to the communities is that because of the level of this summit, it's going to impact local communities, and we're hoping that the general population would be cooperative and understand that for the few days that we're hosting the world, that there are going to be inconveniences. However, we've planned ourselves in such a way that that inconvenience is minimal, so that it would not have any negative impact on the daily lives of.
So what kind of inconvenience are you talking about? Is it going to be patrol, or seeing security in some few locations, unusual presence,
mainly
and all of
roadblocks?
that?
Because we have to make sure that the OIC impacted area is secure, because the level of personnel, the attendant, the participants, the level of participants. These are kings, royal families, and presidents and heads of state. So we must be seen, and we must be in a position to ensure that they feel comfortable with their security, and that it's just natural that the ability to move as we normally would be curtailed, and particularly in the areas that would be OIC impacted. So we appeal to members of the community that if they have no business in these areas to please stay away,
Okay.
particularly if they drive, because it's not going to be easy driving around.
Okay.
We are going to be very strict on that.
Okay, it's important for you to update the general public on that so that they will know what to do. Security is very significant, we all understand. And for such a gathering like the OIC Summit, the importance of security cannot be overemphasized. What security measures are you putting in place for access control to make sure attendees are already safe?
Like I said, we will not go into the details. I mean, if you put into consideration the personalities that will be coming in, we believe from a security standpoint that they may attract the kind of enemies that we don't want into our country whilst they're here visiting us. And for that reason, we are going to be really tongue-tied on as much of the details as possible.
Yeah. Which is expected.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But what we can definitely say is that we are confident, because this isn't something we just overnight put together. The planning has covered 3 areas: the pre-event, during the event, and after the event. And this has been going on, as I said, as far back as 2018. These are detailed plans. Up to the very last minute detail has been put in place. The number of required personnel have been identified. They have been given all of the training that is required in order to carry out this function on behalf of the Gambian people. And we are confident that the selection of the personnel is excellent. The resources that are required in order to carry out the job are available. They've been practicing with it. And one other thing that we would like to say is that probably this weekend we're going to hold a simulation exercise.
Nice.
And that way the community will have a taste of what is to come.
What is to
and
come. That's
hopefully
a good thing.
address some of the issues that we think we can work together, because security is important, but also the daily lives of our citizens is really important.
Yes.
So we don't expect them to suspend their lives just for this. We just have to create a situation in which
there will be a balance.
Exactly. That's the balance we're looking at. And when it comes to further sensitization, we are hoping to work with the brands and communication subcommittee to once again reach out to the members of the community, particularly those that will be in areas that will be impacted by the OIC, so that they'll have an idea of what to expect and what we expect from them, and the kind of cooperation we're looking for, and the assurance that we would try to minimize those inconveniences. And as soon as possible, we will lift all restrictions so that things can go back to normal.
Yeah, I think Balde was talking about the positive impact that the OIC has in the Gambia. But aside from the infrastructural development, for me, it's about also the capacity building, because the fact that you're talking about back in 2018, I can remember this. You know, it's been a long time since capacity building has taken place in different areas. And the fact that obviously our security also had the opportunity to be trained is a good thing, because I'm not saying we're not doing well, but we need training a lot based on, you know, activities that we can look at and judge when it comes to conduct and all of that. So I think it's really good that their capacities will be built, and these individuals will stay in Gambia and will continue to serve us.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And well, I'm sure this is going to please you well. One of the things that we discovered was the ability of the women within the security to actually take up some of these leadership roles, to where they are becoming instructors.
Wow.
And
I like that.
Yeah. When I saw them perform their training, I was like, wow. I mean, this is a Gambian. I felt very proud.
Nice.
And I'm sure when you see them in action, you will equally be proud.
So was it a deliberate policy to have the women included as in a huge number?
The Gambia Police Force, which I am the advisor to the Inspector General of Police, puts me in the position to understand what development is going on within all of the security services. And I know that gender balance and gender giving opportunity and equality to gender, it's very high in their priorities, and that the policies are that they'll be given equal opportunity. And these women have stepped forward and have taken these opportunities and have dealt with it in a manner that was like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm really happy this is
Yeah.
going
So
on.
it means it's a matter of just giving them the floor, and
That's
if you
what
do,
it
they'll
is.
perform
Yeah.
as
the
expected.
chance. I mean,
That's
is
the
there
good thing.
any partnership with local security agencies? I mean, to make sure it goes smoothly.
That would be so. That is going to happen, but we would need them in certain areas
Okay.
that would not require the presence of arms and ammunition. They will be dealing with they will help with probably not crowd control but management.
Yeah.
You know, so that if there are things that they can handle at their level, dealing with members of the community, they will do so. If it's beyond them, they will refer it to the security services, who would be there to escalate whatever issue needs to be escalated to where it could be handled in a manner that's satisfying to everybody. Yeah.
But is there going to be like a welcoming, because normally, I'm not sure about this, like where it's open for people to maybe hold their flags up when other people are coming in. Is there
there will be
something
a
of that
controlled.
manner?
Yeah, there will be a
controlled welcoming kind of
yes,
thing?
with a selected number of people.
Okay, selected number of
yeah,
people.
because it has to be controlled.
Okay.
As you may know, the situation in the world surrounding the Muslim countries, it's
Developing.
yeah,
Day
on
by
a regular
day.
basis.
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, we have to be very careful as
Yes.
to what we entertain, because we're hosting the OIC. We're not organizing it.
Yeah.
And it is important that we host in a manner that the organizers are pleased with it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we want them to come back.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
That makes sense.
Yes. So everything must be controlled and managed.
Yeah.
Without compromise.
But obviously, these leaders will be coming with their own security as well. So are we accepting specific arms and ammunition coming into the
I will
country?
definitely not go into that.
Into that, yes.
But
Okay.
what we'll say, the security of anybody who sets foot on Gambian soil is our responsibility. We are not playing with that responsibility. We're taking it very seriously. We have made assessment of what it is that we need for each and every individual that's coming. We have we've looked at the profile of every head of state and make sure that we identify the risks associated with that particular head of state and prepare for that particular head of state. So it's not one size fits all. It's based on what we believe the situation surrounding that particular individual is. The agreements between nations as to what is allowed in situations
yes.
like this, with those protocols will be observed, but under no circumstances will we compromise any part of our responsibility to ensure that those who come, who are invited to our country, stay here comfortably, secured, and leave the same way.
Okay.
Communication is very significant when it comes to security,
Yes.
because your personnel, they might not be at the same place. So what is the communication? I'm not going to tell you, for us to discuss that here, but is there a proper communication mechanism whereby you can communicate to all of them at the same time, if possible?
By asking that question, I wish I had you in my security subcommittee. This has been a very important issue,
Yeah.
and we've paid close attention to it. Government has spent the necessary funds to ensure that it's available. The OIC Secretariat has been very supportive to ensure that whatever we need in terms of our communication equipment is available. And we are getting the latest models in communication equipment that wouldn't need any of these antennas and repeaters.
Wow,
no.
I hate the antenna.
And not only that, you can actually communicate already with anyone who's within our system anywhere in the world.
Nice.
Anywhere.
Really?
So
Beyond
if the
the
phones
Gambia.
don't work, we don't care. We will still communicate.
Wow.
I am very impressed by the manner in which government paid close attention to this very important issue. And the efforts that were put in place to ensure that it's acquired is something that tells me the government is very serious about security. They're not joking with it.
So are these gadgets staying in Gambia?
Oh, these are ours. Government.
Okay. It's
is
government
buying it.
procured.
Yes, belong
Okay.
to Gambia.
Gambia.
It belongs to you and I.
Okay,
That's
good.
another
That's a good thing.
That's-
At least
yeah.
it stays
Yeah.
and further strengthens our own
Oh, yeah.
security after the summit.
And this is something we can build up.
Yeah, we should.
This is the foundation. It's going to be used to build it up
Yeah.
to where I think that would put Gambia at the very top level when it comes to communication within the security apparatus.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you're the advisor to the IGP. You know, I know this is kind of off the OIC, but an opportunity, you know, to engage you when it comes to some of these things. Because, I mean, when the new dispensation came, it was a matter of reforms. I mean, there's certain improvements here and there when it comes to the performance of the police, but we still see few gaps, especially when it comes to crowd control and all of that. We've seen instances here and there. Are any developments there surrounding that when it comes to building their capacities more, ensuring ethics more, and all of that?
That is ongoing, and it's on a continuous process.
Okay.
There is one thing that maybe I may appear like I'm taking a defensive position when it comes to police operations. The police, each and every police officer now is fully aware of the fact that their every action and words will be scrutinized by the public, by the government, and by the very institution that they work for, and therefore would apply every single layer of training that they've been given in order to deal with situations.
Okay.
The difficulty we have is people's understanding of what freedom of speech is, what democracy is. This is where the problems come in. And the police are advised to be as civil as possible.
Yes.
Even if it's not our responsibility to educate anyone on their rights, but we will take the initiative to talk to them and let them understand. Okay, you may think this is your right, but really it's not.
Okay.
You know, so why don't we do it this way and that way?
Yeah.
Like for instance, yesterday I witnessed a situation in which the police officer was enforcing traffic law, and somebody got out of a vehicle, approached the police officer, interfered to say "Bal alcohol." Okay.
The usual Gambian
Yeah,
thing.
that is interference in police operation.
Yeah.
You could be arrested
Yeah.
and taken to
jailed.
court.
Yeah.
Now, if you do that, it's legal. But does that tell well in the manner in which we communicate with one another?
Not
No,
in
it
the
doesn't.
Gambian context.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the cultural context is extremely important in police operations.
Yes.
Because what works in the U.S.
Does not work
Yeah.
here.
I was, we made a visit with the Inspector General of Police, who is now the Minister of Interior, to the U.S., and we witnessed a situation in which an individual was being arrested, and the father was approaching. This is an adult that was being arrested, but the father was with the father, and the father got out of the car to approach the police. He was stopped.
Oh, wow.
You don't come a certain distance when the police are
It's
engaged.
having a conversation.
Yes. I mean, if you do, you could be charged for a whole lot of things. But for us, the father could have been your next door neighbor because we're such a small society. I will not apply those things. I would step forward, talk to the father and say, don't worry, your son is fine. We just do our job. So the manner in which we handle these things varies. And now as you look at Gambian society, we have so many people that are not Gambians. And our culture itself is changing because we have to interact with these people. Just as Gambians have live abroad and there is interaction with those citizens. So we also have to put under consideration that if I am willing to tolerate this sort of behavior and negotiate with it as a police officer from a Gambian, I should be willing to do it for a Sierra Leonean, for a Nigerian, because they are all members of our society. It's not only for Gambians.
True.
And so it's very tricky. A lot of it actually requires human interaction, understanding how to communicate, how to de-escalate situations, because that's what works. Force doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Jassy, let's go back to the OIC security measures. I mean, did you consider, emergency exit routes at the same time emergency assembly points as well? Very significant.
Yeah, we do. That is all considered. That is all mapped out. In fact, yesterday we revisited the mapping of the whole area, and we're taking as far as 9-kilometer radius to ensure that there are several emergency routes to be taken, whether it's emergency in the nature of security or medical or whatever it is. We're working with the airport security because they also have their own permanent emergency procedures and protocols that has all been incorporated with our own plan, so that we will not have to reinvent the wheel. We'll just take measures that are already in existence, already in place, and created to in order so that it would fit for the purpose of the OIC. A few days before, during the days, and a few days after.
Yeah.
You know, we can all go back and sleep and enjoy
Yeah,
the rest
the
that
normal.
we believe we deserve after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. But just finally, as also advisor to the IGP, you know, what are you doing when it comes to actually advice, obviously?
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, because you're not the implementer.
That's what I do.
Yes,
I
you're not the
advise,
implementer,
yes.
but obviously the advisor.
Yeah.
When it comes to sending out that positive image when it comes to the Gambia Police Force, I know things have changed.
Okay.
Things have changed a lot for the past
Thank
5
you.
years,
Thank
and
you.
all of that. That is really, really there. We cannot argue with that. But you know, there's still, like I said, there are still gaps. You know, there's still misconceptions about the police. You know, that just that positive image using communications, normal communication channels to make sure that, you know, perception of the public changes, even to an extent of what happens in the command. You know, because obviously there are things that we are not supposed to know, but it's out there that we get to know about the command itself and how they do their operations, you know, which is very important.
Yeah, those things are challenges, not only within police organizations, even I know of presidential places around the world where there are leakages of things that they would prefer not to have reached the public.
True.
And we will simply just have to, the only way to deal with that is to manage them when they actually happen, and also to ensure that when anything leaves and goes out in the public, it's a positive thing. So you'll always be on your toes to ensure that you act appropriately, that you're doing the right things, because that's the number one thing that would protect you from such. Now, if there are fabrications that are not real, that do not reflect the truth, at least you'll be able to step forward and say, no, this did not happen, this is how it happened, because you may become compelled to do that. We are a public institution, we are working for the public, and therefore whatever we do is the public's business. So we are aware of that. Of course, sometimes the objective, to obtain our objective, would require us to not to be very open with some of the details that surround, which is normal, part of normal operations. One thing I can assure you is that the police leadership is very concerned about its public image and is doing, on a regular basis, on a daily basis, taking the appropriate steps to ensure that police interaction with the members of the community is what the community wants. Because at the end of the day, we are working for the community. It's not what we want, it's what you want. We just have to do it in a manner that, based on our professional training, to make sure you get what you want. Another thing that must be put under consideration is that when the police organization goes out and take a particular action, it may have political implications. It may politically favor some, may politically
not
disfavor some. And we can't please everybody all the time. So we are only guided by the law and ensure that what the actions that we take is sanctioned by law and that we can defend it legally. And not only that, we would take it a step further to make sure that we're using the best practices and putting into consideration our cultural setup, because we may be police officers today, tomorrow we're going to be civilians.
True.
Like
So,
yourself, right?
There you go.
Do you miss being in the system? Now that you're an advisor, you're not...
I am glad I'm not wearing a uniform now.
But they are always in the system.
Yeah.
But
But do you miss the command part where you have to tell somebody, do this, you know? How you guys do it in the command, I don't know.
One thing I would say, the days that I wore the uniform and today are very different. I must say that I am very impressed by the number of young officers, highly educated, very focused, very determined. They're not driven by how much you pay them. They're more driven by creating a nation that in which they can retire in. And when I see them, when I interact with them, I'm happy that I am going to be, I will retire in the hands of capable people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, the progress is being made, advancements are being made, because of the social media. We are looking at the positive side of social media and and utilize it to the effect of police operations. and then find a way to deal with the bad side of it.
Okay.
The bad side of it's always there.
Yeah, but thank you so much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure.
And we're wishing you good luck. You deserve
Thank
all the good lucks in the world.
It's our good luck.
Yes,
all of us.
but
Yeah.
obviously the team specifically,
yes.
because it's not easy,
No,
you know,
it's
and
not.
any slight, there's no room for mistakes
No,
and
there
all of
is-
that.
and there
There's
won't be
none.
any.
So, but I'm
Inshallah.
sure you'll be able to handle it because
Yes.
you've already given us assurance. So we'll go by that.
The Gambian security services are in a position to do this, and they
Okay.
will do it.
All right,
There's no
we are
doubt
looking
about that.
forward.
Thank
But
you.
thank you so much for joining us. So, Ibrahim, we'll now be shifting our attention to a particular initiative in the Gambia that is also taking significant steps when it comes to eyesight. I see you're wearing your dark glasses.
Yeah.
You might need some glasses from
Absolutely.
them. Is something wrong with your eye? Everything is okay?
Well, the lights.
The light,
The
are you
lights in
sure?
the studio.
Okay, then they might have to give, and when Amadou Oba comes, he might have to give you some glasses just to give you some form of support.
Yeah.
So we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve into that. Don't go anywhere.
Lady Gambia non hebi weltare maunde waɗande on OOIC summit hikka woni laabi sappo e joyi ɓe ɗum mbaɗa he aduna he ngal dendal waɗat balɗe nayyi ha balɗe joyi he lewru mai hitande 2024 lamɓe hooreɓe leyɗele ndewɓe hooreɓe leyɗele wondi hen e capanɗe joyi e jeeɗiɗi woɗɓe garnoɓe leyɗele mumen ndenduɓe he organisation of islamic cooperation ɓe tawtoyte ɗum he nder leydi men wonat noon ko yejjittake ha abadan hikka noon ngal dendal koɓe jewtata hen ko woni no jaam ñiɓirta darde nde poɗɗen daro ha gonen gotum en fof jaaden pour ɓamtare men ɓeydare hakkude men he kulle yahotiral he leyɗele julɓe he e he aduna he fof ɓe noddan noon ɓiɓɓe leydi Gambia fof en fof garen gonen gotum ballen laamu ngu e nder darde nde ɓe dari ha ngal dental waɗani no ɓe jiɗiri ɗum gare jaɓɓoɗen ɓe hoɓɓe tedduɓe kollen ɓe cosaneji men aadaji men e leydi men no weydiri e aduna he gare ndenten he o taari daroɗen enen fof ha ngal dental OIC mbaɗat ɗo he leydi Gambia wona dental ngal yejjittake.
Qcell mooy suñu boss Qcell mooy suñu boss Qcell mooy suñu boss go ebe dawa full network suuta tili Qcell ni lafta demla wati jamala mune diyata Qcell most reliable network jumala keta wati Qcell wo quality man nyon soto jam ona manke Qcell hani be wuloni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network o se taria Qcell suñu boss ñofi njeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G 5G first and only 5G provider suñu boss itella follow adi doron nesa keno Gambia bela nyon tawa fele Qcell ko fasunta buka busi Qcell itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia Qcell meta lori la kiliano yele e manjina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma Qcell suñu boss Qcell suñu boss Qcell suñu boss Qcell suñu boss connection be bambandi Qcell suñu boss Qcell most innovative Qcell suñu boss
You asked for it, and Qcell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. Qcell, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now, choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Never before in the Gambia, QCell is giving you an unbeatable offer. Activate our 5G network on your 5G-enabled phone and enjoy free internet for 7 days. Yes, you heard that right. Activate QCell's 5G on your phone and experience what true 5G internet feels like. Get your QCell SIM cards activated today at the following care centers: Banjul, Senegambia, Brikama, Bursubi Turntable, Bakau Airport, and Kairaba Avenue headquarters. Rush now and be part of the future with QCell's 5G. Free internet for 7 days only with QCell. For more information, call QCell Customer Care on 111. QCell Sunyubus. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply. Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience. Never before in the Gambia, QCell is giving you an unbeatable offer. Activate our 5G network.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And now, Ibrahim, we're joined by a representative from the Gambia Volunteers, who is Amadou Oba. So I guess Amadou Oba is actually home because he's worked with us before. So it's good that you're here. And a quite diverse individual because you've been on the show on different occasions, on different topics.
Wearing different caps.
No, yeah, wearing different caps. So I appreciate your spirit of volunteerism. That is what we need among young people. So thumbs up for the amazing work that you do. So this organization, which is the Gambia Volunteers, is also focused on eyesight, you know, when it comes to the distribution of glasses. And the statistics are there for people to check when it comes to eye problems in sub-Saharan Africa. It's a problem, and this is partly due to poverty and a lack of individuals who specialize in these areas. So it is good that as an organization, it's part of your focus areas.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be home.
Yes.
And, you know, it's always good to be here. But like you said, this morning I am wearing a different cap, representing the Gambia Volunteers Trust, which also happens to be another charitable organization that is committed to, volunteer, towards community development and uplifting, rural lives and livelihoods of rural communities.
Right.
And like you said, we are gearing up towards distributing reading glasses, which is about 2,420 pairs of reading glasses across the country. And this is in partnership with, of course, our international partners, that is the Rotary York entity, which is in the UK. So the glasses were shipped sometime last month, and they were all tested before coming. And because we are an organization, a charitable organization that is committed to volunteering, we thought it wise to give it out free of charge to the needy Gambians. And like you said, eyesight is a major challenge, not only in the Gambia but across Africa. And that is
Right.
why they are not only supporting the Gambia but across Africa. In the Gambia, the Gambia Volunteers Trust happens to be the local partner.
Okay.
So what we do is to partner with people who are specialized in eye treatments, eye care, and that happens to be the National Eye Health Program, which is just at the Carnifing, just behind Carnifing Hospital.
Okay.
And we hired their services, and we also purchased some drugs, some prescriptions, and the glasses were retested again to reaffirm, just to check that all of them regarding their prescriptions and their sizes match and all that, and they were vetted, which was all done before this exercise that is scheduled for tomorrow. So we are all set for Buyam, and like I said, it's open for everyone.
Why Buyam though? Why did you choose Buyam specific? Is there any studies that has been done when it comes to Buyam to see that, oh, there's a prevalence
They
of
needed more
eye,
than-
yes, you know, obviously assessment needs and all of that.
Yeah, so that's actually an important question. We wanted to, at the initial stage, we wanted to go around the country. Like I said, it's open for every Gambian and non-Gambians alike who are residing in the Gambia. But we were challenged with resources. In fact, even with this exercise tomorrow, despite giving out the classes free, we were also funding it. We spent almost $27,000 to fund the event. That is from, you know, the food, the catering of the food, the purchase of the drugs, and all, you know, logistics for tomorrow's exercise, which is also, fully funded by us. So strategically, we thought that because Buyam General Hospital is a long-time partner when it comes to health, we've donated a lot of medical equipments to the hospital as the only major hospital in Fonyi or in West Coast region. And it's also a referral center for most of these rural communities. So our target was actually to reach out to every rural community in the Gambia. We wanted to go to Bansang, to go to URR and Farafenye, but unfortunately we were scarce with resources, and we reached out to other partner organizations, donors, but we couldn't have any funding to facilitate that movement. So that was why we were only able to use Buyam. But Buyam is just a hub. It's a meeting point.
Like
but it's open to all other communities. In fact, we have someone coming all the way from Basse tomorrow to join us because he's on postings in Basse and really wants to partake in this exercise.
That's a good thing.
But there are also plans to have it in the combos here because high demand is in combo.
Okay, let's talk about the glasses. I mean, are they already made and sent, or you go, they prescribe for you and they make it for you?
Yeah, so the exercise is on two phases or in two folds. One is the glasses are already been, manufactured
like
tested,
this,
like you have it.
Yes.
They are already in their cases and everything. And they are already been demarcated according to their sizes and according to their prescriptions and all that. So, but again, the National Eye Health Program unit that we are partnering with are coming with their equipments, their testing equipments to vet that this is your, to know the diagnosis that Geneva Sonko, these are your recent challenges. They do the testing and they ensure that this is what you need. This glass will perfectly fit you. That is the purpose. So it's not like you just come in to pick it and just go. Or you decide, no, I want this one, I don't want this one. It doesn't work like that. That's one aspect of it. The second aspect is the prescription part, which mostly, like I said before coming here, it's most of the prescriptions, the reading glasses, according to our eye specialist, are usually for people above 40. They usually have that challenge, reading challenge. Like you have, I'm not an eye specialist, but you have challenges in light, you have challenges. We are always on our phones, we are always on our laptops. We are always
and
watching
you know
TV.
what you also forgot? We're always wearing glasses we are not prescribed for.
Exactly.
That's
and
the
we
worst
can never
that
know
we are
the
doing.
impact it will
Yes,
have on
because
us.
you were not prescribed and you just get it and
just
wear
get
it.
it done. So sometimes you see that it affects your vision, it affects your sight. So all those things come to play. So what we do is to ensure that at least the glasses match your diagnosis.
Yes. Yeah. So aside from that, it's also important. What other projects have you got into apart from the eye care and just the distribution of glasses?
Yeah, that's important because the Gambia Volunteers Trust is a reputable organization that has long been involved in so many activities. I made mention of one of it is supporting hospitals and clinics with hospital equipments, notably the Buyam General Hospital, even the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. We've donated some medical items and equipments to them, the Batabuf Kantora Clinic, but we are also involved in environmental sanitation. Just a few months ago, we partnered with the Brikama Area Council you remember during that Operation Clear the road and all that. So the streets were dusty, and because of all those activities that happened, we partnered with an international organization, Clean Games in Rosia, and and the Brikama Area Council, and we were able to conduct environmental sanitation exercises in Brikama and West Coast. We also do have our volunteers, because we are an organization of volunteers, and if you look at our setup, we have respective disciplines. We have health workers amongst us, we have teachers amongst us, we have
communications
amongst us. So what we do, we organize summer classes for WAEC and WAS potential candidates, but mostly from the rural communities, because we feel that most of them are underprivileged, and the support or the concentration is highly on the urban center. So it's important that we also shift some part of our work into the rural communities. So we do that. We also, have a relationship with the Rosian consulate, the government consulate in Rosia. And not long ago, if you could remember, the World Youth Summit that actually happened in Rosia some few months ago, we had our participant who, of course, our member who participated in that for the second time in 2017. We had another one, and and it's a convergence of young people across the whole world. I was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, it coincided with work. I have to be at the African Games in Ghana, so I had to opt for official work and allow other members to represent, which was quite amazing experience for them. And the onus is on them to always return back and share the knowledge gained, and and continue serving the communities, and that's what we've been doing.
So Amadou, it will be important for us to say this in the local language, Geneva, before we close.
Okay.
Yes, please. As far as we are doing the distribution in Buyam.
Which one?
Let's do Mandinka.
Okay. Buyam, what's the language?
It's Jola.
You speak Jola?
Yes.
Yeah, he speaks Jola, but I cannot speak Jola.
But he can just talk to them quickly. Okay, Mandinka
Kango. Nya klasul alka distribute alafta distributor Buyam. Mune mo anafati.
Follow ngal tentu ngal jay comme nga fono nyamen doron Gambia Volunteers Trust mu kafoleti mi alonko alota min kama wolem ka mol makol mi alonko e bulol me ko ben wol kono nga kalamta ko jata kende ala fannala ni ajibe nya problem wol be siare banko kan woyatina nga nya glasol soto mi alonko e ka kolya kol soto jero la fannala mbate reading la fannala maybe e ka fenje bare buka sute ba ko te nyal ka dibi to kuran ko tengol nga nata nya glasol soto min tata ka wili fulani kemenane nim feng mi yalon ko abenata pour Gambia dingole animol mi yalon ko be sabateri Gambia bare man hani Gambia kolti atalarobe kala damen nak wolem Buyam sate to comme ya fo nyamen abe kala samaleti araba lungola e pregal atili tang ani worowla abe dat la montor wato talantanin kilin kata wala fo jandi wularo nimminul be do ko la wolem National Eye Health Programme mi yalon ko wolem marata nyalla kuran le nyalla sasal banko kanjang ito le major referral center te kani finjang ni wolle partner ani Buyam loptano fango sainte Buyam loptano pare sifa be ketale ka jeko mol ya kalamuta mol fana e fintina ni sembo la pour ka jeko e famu na fa nyin glace nya glace la bo abiye pour itolle par min kum mayata fana kibaro la fanala wala nyinti ko testerol be kelal mi yalon ko ni la jorangol kanale pour ka jibe comme generation ko e fem fo jami yalon kum mayata barke si nya jaman sitano marché to do nga nya glace ja ni nyata la do ko bato ngadu façon nem bare bu kalon ko wo kamantoro le sabo ila jero to ila nyalto abe chodi kam bar ngalo itata manke woti so e bajala ko min kum mayata wala nyinti ko mole na ye testé yalo munata na ite suutero ni inyal bu ko fen suuteno bake munata nyal katibi anin fana sulata mun nya glace sifa minti ye wodi lela nin ko mu wolem na lonka moti anu lafta kala sama
inshallah to yala ko ma ara bake sain jola kangofo kato ila molle be la mo kam Buyam
malegen bukana kambo ka intino rek di pop kan manje kambo kaji rek nyame di QTV ni man Ibrahima di Geneba Sonko ko rek meno cem kana manu manje pop Gambia Volunteers Trust e kankan kafa yano manje e choko wajo mo di kapana kati e jomu foti leti mo fam kunya nakati mo fam di fanna yano sani jat wateblanta te di karta kati Gambia Volunteers Trust yo no mukana manu manje di temba no babaja wanu manje woyna siwere sanu manje silonate sanu jebe sen bukana kanu manje kabajum kabajum mo tiñi di educate wonu manje timake kucilo kole mante de kan kurimine rimen mante de kan wax manje pop timake educate soni de nyana wolil woto di kona ka ken mama mete ko kagorol ko no lakko ene kan be juk mete ko kajom pano beng di loptane ti buyam ano sanon manje po ambon mo fmeti foñi mbate tingre ti foñi tanu santa nomino kan fer mano mat di loptane ti buyam panku bajo si jorang sano manje po ne manu rag meno che panku teste kucilo kia manku manje au problème ya fa wama di wanu sule jandun ku sene bebe na po bobu to wana manje kan manje kabanyum ukala bi kapana kete juke pour man ku sene bebe na bo kila di silona sano manje sa
baraka
you know you can balde ñana la
musuma gis pol bu dega jola
balde nge di mel ni mo dafa dega man dama bëgg reey sama
ngeflo
musuma gis
dama waaru
pol bu dega jola ko
man de dama waaru
man musuma
di
gis
la ka pol yow du pol du soose xana ling bi su yagge nak nga nekk Sidia Jatta
waaw
non man musuma
ki oncle Sidia Jatta la
pol bu de la ka jola
bu leer bi
Allahu akbar Amadou man dama surprise
but it's a good thing
why dañ ma tooñ bi ko joxoñ ma jabari jola
yow jabari jola nga deserve
yeah exactly
jabara mu ngi la déglu de
sorry
jabari jola la deserve
jégalu na
so pull la wata danko mo accu mo do
but thank you so much and this is happening tomorrow
yes tomorrow from 11 onwards
Balde I think you should pop by
wow pour suma boti
wow
no my eyes are good
100%?
100%. Man, I want to use from a distance.
What color is this?
This one?
Yeah.
It is reddish brown. I'm not hoodie. Reddish brown.
Reddish brown.
Wow.
Reddish brown.
Reddish brown.
Lan moy reddish brown?
Brown with buba, red buba. Sidigante, it's reddish brown.
Okay, so I guess we've exhausted everything with Amadou. But Amadou, thank you so much for joining us on the program. And like I said, you are an individual who a lot of young people should emulate when it comes to your spirit of volunteerism. One individual who has a full-time job, but also make sure that he's everywhere to ensure that communities across the country get, the support that they deserve. So thumbs up to you. I think we should be giving young people their flowers when they're doing enough. And, you're doing so well.
Is so proactive.
Yes, and we're super proud of you. Multitask, bingamun. Sumoko munon.
Definitely.
Sumoko munon food pass rahas defir. Comme ning ko dewe.
I'm telling you.
Ki multitask bumun.
Amadou Jambar la.
Amadou su doon jigéen yàlla def ko góor rek. Waaye su doon jigéen multitask.
Yàlla moo xam lu moo def.
Bu fi duga se luñ dugut nag.
Bana. Now let's close. Please acknowledge our sponsors.
Yes, Olinda, and Amadou, you should try the Olinda tea or the Lido coffee or the cow milk. It will be amazing. You will have an amazing experience.
You
should try it. It will be really, especially young hamne, you are a traveler with the under 20 and all of that. You're gonna need some tea. So ligay basi kanam binda basi kanam. Wa punda bibi so nane bi. So de me ligay nga binda nga story be buga de nga jël naan da nga sawar nga am Olinda tea bi fu ko gisee rek nga jël ko naan dafa
bi mo xamé nako
Olinda bi mu ngi fu ne supermarket fi corner shops fo xalaat duga fa brand bi di nga ko am mooy brand bu xew si jamono waaw moo xew si jamono moom so dee ko try nag OIC tamit ñu ngi fi gis nañ ne ñoom tamit ñu ngi pare
fan yu néew
moo si des 18 days to go su ko defee comme nu ko ku def voice over Olof bi nu mu ko waxee nañ ko def ba mu taaru ñu def ko ba mu taaru génnee jikko yu baax yi man nag daf ma dee remind AU summit bi waaye fekk maa ngi ndaw AU summit bi I was really young AU summit fu mu la fekk
maa ngi taxaw ni di seet ñoom président Africa yi ñu ngi maaroo ma ni foofu laa gisoon
loolu AU summit 2000 ñaata la woon
ndeysaan foofu laa gis John Kufuor of Ghana foofu laa gis Kofi Annan
yooyu waaye at bi ban at la woon man fàtte na
around 2000
and something
2020 du 2026 2006
2006
2006 boor boobu la
taxaw ni man
loolu primary school
big fan of Kofi Annan so man loolu moo taxaw ma daw ma dem ma taxaw ni gis ko I was very happy man
léegi yow loolu fekk jeexal nga school 2006
waaw jeexaluma maa ngi dem school
high school
waaw fekk maa ngi grade 11
dang fi yaaga
yow
na
11 yaaga na
kon jeex na man loolu ma
yow
fekk primary school
maa dugga nga school
waaw maa ngi woon primary school waaw 2005 primary school la ma fekk may try
amazing
life lu garaaw la fekk yaa ngi grade 11 and we are seated here today life is really amazing
loolu la that's the beauty
life.
of life
Life more
that's the beauty of you know, education.
Wow,
as
ndanka
well.
ndanka rek,
Xam nga, ndanka
inshallah.
ndanka rek,
Wow.
noonu la.
It's crazy.
So ëllëg suñ ay doom ñooy
ñooy
ñëw
toog
tam
fii nii
di
macha allah.
wax. So loolu la rek,
dafa
yàlla
neex
baax
si
na,
xol, waaw
yàlla
dafa
baax
neex
na,
si xol waaye bu leen
inshallah.
taka ñaareel nag. waaw bu leen taka
Amadou,
ñaareel
loolu dañ
loo
ko
leen
wax si
mel
gannaaw.
ñaareel moom bu
Am
leen
na
ko
yoo
taka
xam ne ñun
waaye
duñ ko
fi mu
wax fii. Loolu si gannaaw lañ ko wax.
si gannaaw, but
Wow.
thank you so much, Amadou. We really appreciate the work that you're doing. So I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Julden Jai and yourself will be
No,
here
you'll be
tomorrow.
coming tomorrow.
No, you'll be here with Julden Jai tomorrow to continue the week, inshallah. So thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.
Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture, and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together,